I love this table here. All right, so we're going to Woody first. D-Wood, is Dak a top 10 quarterback?
I think let me qualify by saying this. When we talk about Dak Prescott, health is always the number one thing. It's missed time. Dak Prescott is playing a full slate of games. Absolutely, Dak Prescott is the top 10 quarterback. Do we not forget that just 2 years ago, Dak Prescott was a run-up for MVP behind Lamar Jackson when he threw for over 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. Did we not forget that? So I think when we look at Dak Prescott, and also when we look at Dak Prescott, we look at him through the premise of his postseason failures. I think that pushes Dak Prescott down, and I think even if you ask Dak Prescott, yeah, you know you have to get better in that as far as the postseason is concerned. But when we talk about guys who go out there and playing the quarterback position, when Dak Prescott is healthy and on the field, Dak Prescott produces, guys. There's no question about it. The only question I have is, can he play a full slate of games? But when he plays a full slate, he's the top 10 quarterback in our league, bar none, period.
D-Wood, you must be fatigued from getting here so early. Forget it, because you contradicted yourself. How? You put a qualifier on a top 10
I said if he's healthy. Right. If he's healthy.
The essence of being a top 10 quarterback is no qualifier.
No.
It's being available. And when you think about some of these young guys coming along, the Bo Nixes of the world, the C.J. Strouds of the world, even Drake May, if they get better receiving production in New England, I like Dak Prescott.
You put Drake May in the same sentence as Dak Prescott.
I'm saying Drake May is coming, and my concern about Dak Prescott, guys, 2 of the last 3 years, he didn't finish the season. That is the essence of a top 10 franchise quarterback, is you have to answer the bell. I used to like Dak a lot, but when you have massive questions about durability, which are totally fair based on 2 of the last 3 years, and you see some of these younger players, C.J. Stroud's been productive, Bo Nix exceeded expectations. Imagine where he'll be, Chris, in year 2 with Sean Payton. Even Drake May with Josh McDaniels and Mike Vrabel. Again, I'm not saying he's necessarily better than Dak Prescott right now, but if the 4 of us were sitting here in November and we're talking about a resurgent New England Patriot team and offense, and there's questions about Dak's health, D-Wood, you contradict yourself.
Are we a resurgent Dak Prescott with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, one of the top duos at wide receiver?
If you play in 17 games. If you play in 17 games.
Okay, go ahead, doggy.
Well, first off, listen, you can't put Drake May up. That's not fair. I mean, that's a little low.
I like Drake May, but
that's a little rough. Gotta be fair. That's a little rough. I Bo Nix, too. That's a little rough. Because he did not play well in the playoff game. Here's your problem.
At least he went to the playoffs. Dak Prescott was watching them.
Peyton had a lot to do with that and everything else. Here's the thing I'd say about Prescott. You got to be fair about it. It's not about the MVPs and quarterbacks. It's about what you do in postseason play. And this is a guy in the postseason who 1 year didn't know the rule against San Francisco and he didn't get the last playoff against the Niners. He got outplayed by Brock Purdy in a divisional game in San Francisco. I mean, and then against Green Bay, he wasn't bad. He was, the defense stunk too, but he was awful. Pick sixes left and right, no, I know. That's how you got to
hold on a second, Chris. At the end of the game, that was on Mike McCarthy. The head coach
quarterback's got to know that, Mike.
No, but the head coach knows the rules. But he has to call the right play to get the right guy tight.
Combination, but he's got to know the rules. Joe Montana wouldn't make that mistake.
Okay, so let me answer this question, because you talk about, situations and making the big time plays and all that. So why is Justin Herbert in the top 10?
Well, he should be.
Okay. I agree. Why is Justin Herbert on there?
I agree.
I'll tell you why. I'll answer the question. If the 4 of us were running an NFL team and we said, what is an ideal 2025 NFL quarterback? We're going to start with Justin Herbert. We don't like his size, athletic ability.
Okay.
No, but you can't. You got to win games. The car got to drive.
Okay, listen. If we're talking about quarterback made in the lab, I'll pick Justin Herbert, but I've seen Justin Herbert have a 27-point lead in the playoff game, lost. I've seen.
So you want to talk about safety too?
No, Mike. Okay. If you're a top 10 quarterback, if you're a top end quarterback, there's no way in the world you should lose a game where you're up 27 points.
But that's not on him. That's on their defense.
Mike, that's pretty crazy. Game against Houston last year.
He didn't play well.
Mike. Okay. He was unbelievably bad in the game. Okay. He didn't
I'd rather have than him to start with you.
Okay, speaking of, all right, so the question is, y'all, whether Jack should or shouldn't be. If you take one off, you got to put one on, which leads us to, you have a list of your...
I did, and I put Herbert in there at the end, and I shouldn't have.
Not that.
Oh, look at it.
There is my list. Can I read it right? You can't argue Mahomes, you can't argue Josh Allen, and you can't argue Burrow top 3.
Is that
we all know that. Now, I put Stafford over Lamar. I'm going to tell you what, okay? Name me the game to get Super Bowls. Name me the game in his postseason career where Lamar Jackson was great. Name me that game. The last 2 games that he lost in the postseason against Detroit 2 years ago, he was superb in a game. They lost the Lions. And last year against the Eagles, he was great in the game. He brought him back down the field. The center made the mistake on the blitz. Stafford was tremendous in the game. Plus, he's won a championship. Lamar has won 3 playoff games. So here it is, Stafford, who has been heroic in losses and won a Super Bowl. And Lamar's won 3 playoff games, was not great against Buffalo, was awful against Tennessee, and was awful against the Chiefs. So you guys are going to put Lamar Jackson over a guy who's won a Super Bowl and has been great in losses? That is not fair. That is not fair.
Doggy, you talking about...
Only an MVP.
Doggy, you talking about... Doggy. Listen, I'll give you one thing. Everyone knows Lamar Jackson he's come up short in the postseason to his own doing. He hasn't played like regular season Lamar in the postseason. But Doggy, this is the same guy, 2-time league MVP.
Come on.
Could have made a case could have won it last year.
Come on.
Last year. We're talking about the guy that arguably is the most dangerous quarterback in the National Football League. And you have him at 5?
At 3. Yeah, but 3.
No. He had Lamar Jackson at 5.
Don't get it right, Mike.
I was like your car driver going to the store this morning.
He had Lamar Jackson at 5.
Hold on.
I thought it belongs Stafford. It's not a sin here.
Chris, it is, and let me tell you why. The definition of greatness is to make those around you better. And Chris, for a decade, they were moribund in Detroit with Matt Stafford as the quarterback. He needed a different head coach and a surrounding cast to win a championship, which he did and rightly deserved, one of the better players in the NFL. But if we had Lamar Jackson in that offense...
Come on.
All right, Mike, I'm going to answer your question. Okay?
You got that, Mike.
All right,
go ahead.
And I want an answer. Based on the body of work that you've seen right now, you got your life on the line. Life. Who are you picking in a big game? On the road. You're picking Stafford? In a big game, I mean a playoff game. You're picking Stafford or Lamar?
In 2025?
It's not right now. You can't even argue it.
Yeah, I'm taking Lamar Jackson.
Where's the body of work?